Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're blasting back to the 1990s.
Oh yeah,
when Britpop ruled the airwaves.
definitely.
And a little song called Wonderwall became an anthem for a generation. You know the one, it's impossible to escape, really.
Right.
From the opening chords, it just throws you back, doesn't it? Today we're digging into why Wonderwall became such a phenomenon and why it still resonates with us decades later.
It's interesting.
It really is.
What's fascinating about Wonderwall is how it managed to tap into something universal.
Yeah.
Those feelings of longing, hope, and the search for connection that we all experience.
Absolutely. But before we get lost in the reverb, let's rewind for a second. To truly understand Wonderwall, we need to understand the music scene that birthed it. Britpop. Picture the UK in the early 90s. Grunge is sweeping America, but across the pond, a different kind of energy is brewing.
Yeah, grunge was huge. But over here in the UK, it was all about Britpop.
So what was the Britpop scene all about?
It was kind of a reaction to grunge.
Okay.
But it was also a celebration of British identity.
Right.
Think catchy melodies, energetic guitars, and lyrics that spoke directly to the lives of young Brits.
I like it.
Bands like Blur, Pulp, and even a little band called Radiohead in their early days
Wow.
were all part of this movement.
Yeah, and then of course there's Oasis. Bursting onto the scene in 1991, they quickly became the poster boys for Britpop's rebellious spirit. Their first album, Definitely Maybe, was a critical success, but it was their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, that launched them into the stratosphere.
Into the stratosphere, exactly.
And nestled among those tracks was a little song called Wonderwall.
November 30, 1995, that's the date, Wonderwall hit the airwaves.
Wow.
I bet no one knew then just how big it would become.
Right. It's incredible. Our sources talk about how Wonderwall perfectly captured this unique mix of hope and uncertainty that defined the 90s.
Right.
Those feelings of navigating love, figuring out life, all set to this incredibly catchy melody. It became the soundtrack of a generation playing everywhere from college dorms to MTV. I remember hearing it constantly.
Oh yeah, me too.
Did you really?
Yeah, constantly.
Mm.
And what's interesting is how Wonderwall managed to transcend individual experiences and become something much bigger.
Okay.
A shared experience.
Okay.
Think about it. People weren't just listening to it. They were dancing to it, singing along at the top of their lungs, forming bonds over it.
You're right. One of our sources even mentioned belting it out around a campfire with friends and that feeling of pure joy and connection it evoked.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any Wonderwall memories like that? I know I do. It takes you right back, doesn't it?
Totally. And it wasn't just those personal moments either, right? I mean, it went way beyond that.
It's true.
This one song, it was everywhere you looked.
Everywhere.
Weddings, graduations, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
It became this unifying anthem.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It became this unifying anthem,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's wild how this one song just kind of wormed its way into all these different parts of our lives. And the crazy thing is, it's still everywhere.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
You hear it in movies, TV shows.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's never left.
It hasn't. The OC Friends.
That's-
I mean, it just keeps popping up. And let's not forget about all the cover versions.
Oh, so many.
Everyone from, famous musicians to your buddy who just picked up a guitar has had a go at Wonderwall.
It's true, you know.
It's like this rite of passage almost.
And you know what's funny is you don't even have to have lived through the 90s to get it. It's instantly recognizable, even for people who weren't even born yet.
Yeah, that's what makes it a true cultural touchstone,
Mhm.
you know? It goes beyond just a moment in time.
And becomes something more, like you said, it sparks a feeling, it starts the conversation.
Yeah.
And those themes that Wonderwall is all about love, vulnerability, the need for connection.
Yeah.
Those never really go out of style, do
No,
they?
they don't. You're preaching to the choir here. But you know what's interesting? It's funny because we all have this idea of Wonderwall being this big epic love story, right?
Yeah.
But turns out that wasn't really what Noel Gallagher had in mind at all when he wrote it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Our sources dug up some pretty interesting stuff, actually, about the origins of the song.
Like about the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah, did you know that Gallagher, he actually originally wrote Wonderwall as an instrumental piece?
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he was inspired by a fictional character, too.
A fictional character. I always thought it was about some real life muse or something.
Yeah, me too.
Crazy. And it wasn't even an instant hit either, was it?
No, exactly.
Well, I
That's
don't
what I'm saying. You think you know a song and get this whole idea of it being a love song. Totally not what Gallagher meant.
Really?
No. Our sources say that he was going for something a little bit different. He wanted Wonderwall to represent something more like a pillar of support in your life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who gives you that hope, that encouragement,
Yeah.
a source of strength, you know?
I like that.
Yeah.
Like your best friend or mentor even?
Yeah.
Anyone who really gets you.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
It definitely adds like a whole other layer to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're not just listening about romantic love anymore. You're thinking about all the Wonderwalls in your own life.
Yeah. It's true. And you know what's cool? It's interesting how the acoustic version especially has become such a go-to for people who are just like starting out with music.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. You hear it at every open mic night, every campfire sing-along.
There's a reason for that, though. You know? I think even though the chords are super simple, they're incredibly effective.
Yeah.
It's like a rite of passage for any guitar player. You got to master those Wonderwall chords.
Yeah, it's true. It's like this secret code that anyone can pick up and play.
Exactly. And it proves that you don't need some crazy arrangement or fancy production to make a song that really sticks with people, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes a few good chords and a lot of heart is all you need.
That's a good way to put it. And as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Wonderwall here, I think it's safe to say this is more than just a catchy 90s tune.
Oh, for sure.
It's become this cultural phenomenon that still resonates with people you know, even today.
It really is amazing when you think about it, like the power of music.
Right.
How it can reach across time like that and connect with us on such a deep level.
Yeah, it's incredible. Wonderwall, it takes us right back to that Britpop era, but it also speaks to these like timeless experiences we all share, you know?
For sure.
That desire for connection, that search for those Wonderwall figures in our own lives.
Right, and those needs don't really go away.
No, they don't. Whether it's lovers, friends, mentors, whoever it is.
Exactly. And it really makes you wonder, could that be why Wonderwall is still so popular after all these years?
That's an interesting thought.
Right, because everybody needs a Wonderwall.
That's a really good point. It makes you think.
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps it up for our deep dive into Wonderwall. It's been awesome exploring this with you.
Likewise. It's been a pleasure.
And for everyone listening, thanks for joining us. And until next time, remember to keep those Wonderwall moments close.